Dragon Ball Daima turns Z fighters into children, sparking controversy among fans, but potentially solving power scaling and caste bloat issues.
Sorry guys, this is the only place I could think to bring him.
Welcome to 30's Feedback, folks. So, Dragon Ball Daima is the next chapter in the history of Dragon Ball anime, taking the storylines of the classic Z fighters like Goku, Vegeta and Piccolo and throwing them into an all-new adventure separate from the established continuity of Dragon Ball Super. While the series isn't supposed to air until the fall of 2024, it's already sparked controversy within the fandom. However, despite what many fans might think, the most controversial thing about Daima actually solves Dragon Ball Z's biggest problem. As shown in the teaser trailer for Dragon Ball Daima, which was dropped during New York Comic Con last year, every major character in Dragon Ball canon is turned into a child. The reason why this happened remained ambiguous in the teaser trailer, but that's of little consequence compared to the very fact that Goku, Vegeta, Piccolo and the rest will tackle this next Dragon Ball chapter as children, something many Dragon Ball fans have taken issue with.
No, I don't want that.
While the elements of Dragon Ball Daima that appeared in the teaser trailer are interesting, if not more than a bit controversial, what's arguably more interesting about the trailer is what isn't featured. Not counting the bits highlighting Dragon Ball through the ages, no one, not Goku or Vegeta, goes Super Saiyan, especially when they become children. Instead, the Z fighters are shown relying on weapons and acrobatics during combat. And it's for that reason that Daima actually solves Dragon Ball Z's biggest problem. Two issues that started in Dragon Ball Z and continued immensely in Dragon Ball Super were power scaling and caste bloating. The power scaling problem should be obvious with most modern fans. While Dragon Ball Z did a fairly decent job at fully explaining and accurately portraying a power level of certain characters and transformations, Dragon Ball Super has seemingly struggled to keep things straight. For instance, Krillin is able to cause damage to someone as immensely powerful as Cellmax, who can only be defeated by Beast Gohan, who is said to be stronger than Goku and Vegeta in their Ultra Instinct and Ultra Ego forms. That means Krillin, with no obvious power-ups, can somehow compete with the like of the gods. While that's fine given Krillin's standing as a long-time Z fighter, it's absolutely unprecedented given the level of power-ups other Z fighters have achieved. In other words, it's just not made clear.
Nothing makes fucking sense.
The power scaling issue is seemingly an obvious one, and while the caste bloating problem is a bit more subtle, it's still an issue nonetheless. By the end of Dragon Ball Z, there were simply too many characters to keep up with, and too many that were being totally ignored. This, along with power scaling, made the series more difficult for fans to be invested in. However, Dragon Ball Daima has the power to fix that. Not only that, but the storylines in Dragon Ball Daima can now more believably be earthbound adventures rather than more cosmic conquests. While stories like Dragon Ball Super Superhero were undeniably epic, it's hard to believe that beings of such immense power, the likes of which weren't even present during the Tournament of Power, can unleash their full might on Earth. With the de-aging, de-powering in Daima, however, adventures set on Earth will make much more sense. By de-powering through de-aging, Dragon Ball Daima can have storylines where, hypothetically speaking, Goku and Vegeta fight a new crop of earthbound villains, while the likes of Piccolo and Krillin train with Master Roshi for that year's World Martial Arts Tournament, which they'd all have roughly an equal shot at winning. In essence, storylines like what fans saw Goku experience in classic Dragon Ball can now be spread out evenly among the main Dragon Ball cast, allowing each one to shine without the same powerhouses saving the day like they always have done in previous Dragon Ball eras.
Stupid!
Daima won't be the first time Dragon Ball has used de-aging to depower an overpowered character. For instance, Goku was turned into a kid in Dragon Ball GT and stayed that way throughout the series. And yes, I know, it's not canon. But as a kid, Goku lost the ability to use instant transmission, which was a power that Goku greatly missed. Goku, Trunks and Pan were on a mission traveling the universe looking for the Black Star Dragon Balls, which could potentially have been done a lot faster with instant transmission, especially after Super confirmed Goku could travel across the cosmos with that ability. Dragon Ball Daima has the chance to take that idea and run a bit further with it. It was refreshing to see Goku without a power that would have effectively solved his problems right away, and instead rely on other means to accomplish his goal. And now, with Dragon Ball Daima, every character in Dragon Ball will be in the same boat, meaning all of them will have to rely on their martial arts, gymnastics, and carefully implement special attacks to defeat their enemies, rather than just pure godlike power alone.
I agree.
By reverting the characters to children, which presumably also lowers their power levels given the lack of transformations in the Dragon Ball Daima trailer, the entire Dragon Ball series is able to bring everyone back down to the same level while limiting the number of powerful characters involved in any given mission. For that reason, Dragon Ball Daima's most controversial element secretly solves Dragon Ball Z's and Super's biggest problems.